1545. This is Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war. For 200 years, the Ashikaga shoguns have ruled from Kyoto. Great splendor and power were theirs. Now the overmighty clans no longer obey. The time has come for a new warlord to become shogun. But who will be victorious? Shimazu lands have always provided for our people. Our enemies are many and envious. They threaten our borders and look for any weakness. We trace a line back to the first shogun Yoritomo. Loyalty runs deep in the Shimazu. It is in our blood, our traditions. And in battle, our swordsmen are the envy of Japan. No blade is swifter or more feared than ours. Bishamonten, the war god, has woken. Now is the time to defeat our enemies. All will bow to the Shimazu clan. We wait no longer. Destiny calls. We are the Shimazu. This is an auspicious time for our clan. Not only have we established ourselves as masters of Satsuma province, but fate has brought us into contact with a trade ship from the far west. Shipwrecked upon the shores of Tanegashima, the Namban brought with them the promise of lucrative trade. More importantly, they brought teppo, firearms, simple to operate, yet deadly in their effect. Establishing trade relations with the Namban should be a priority, for their weapons could be the key to our military superiority in Kyushu. It is also vital that we begin to extend our power beyond the bounds of Satsuma. Osumi should be our first target. We are already at war with the ruling Ito clan, and its castle is dangerously close to our borders. It must be captured before the Ito have a chance to muster an army there. We may then proceed with their total subjugation, or alternatively, expansion into Higo. We are not currently at odds with the Sagara, the masters there. A seizure of their province will mean a source of superior war horses and a taste of total and lasting victory. With southern Kyushu firmly under our control, none of the other clans will be able to resist. Kyushu will be ours. But we must beware of drawing the ire of Kyoto. Should the shogunate perceive our growing influence as a threat, it will be necessary to defend ourselves against the shogun and his allies. In that event, we must be prepared to fend off all who would attack us, no matter from where that threat emerges. If the shogun wishes to halt our expansion, let him come here and reckon with us himself.
Hello everyone and welcome to Shogun 2 Total War, Master of Strategy mod.
If our daimyo is to become shogun, military ruler of all Japan, we must clan. capturing.
Sorry about that, I was just raising the volume. So, everyone, welcome to Shogun 2 Total War Master Strategy mod. This is a mod set in the game Creative Assembly made, published by SEGA, Shogun 2 Total War, which was like a throwback to their first Total War game, which was set in feudal Japan. Now they returned to it in Shogun 2, but the game was pretty good. Probably one of their best Total Wars ever made at the time. But the Master Strategy mod is definitely what improves the game to an immense level, increasing the size of Japan by a lot more provinces and adds a lot more depth to the game. We're going to be playing as the Shimazu clan, located in Satsuma in southwestern Kyushu. Our goal will be to claim Kyushu and then march on Kyoto to see if we can instate ourselves as Shogun. We need to do this within, I believe, 25 or 35 years, which shouldn't be a problem, as each turn in this game is only 1 month. So we should be able to get far. Now, as the Satsuma clan, our generals tend to be more loyal, and our swordsmen are very good. But the main thing is they have a unique unit. They have Tanegashima samurai, which are essentially sword samurai, katana samurai, armed with matchlocks. This is gonna give us a huge edge early on against our enemies, and we should begin recruiting more of them immediately. Now, I adore the feudal Japan period because it's a very interesting period to be in. A lot of things went down in Japan at this time. Here you can also see one of the things Master Strategy mod does. It increases the tech tree by immense amounts. So I believe for what we are doing, it might be a good idea for us to go down Kyoto first, so we can get a dojo. And with a dojo, we can start to get samurai and retainers. More samurai and retainers. Rather. And is that all we can do this turn? It would seem that way. We also have enemies to our east, which we have to deal with, but I don't think we have the capability of it yet. Regardless, I will move on our border to see if we can goad them into an attack. If we find in our own territory, I think we might have a good chance. That should be our first turn. There's a lot of clans in Master Strategy, so the turns will take a while at the start, but once we get further in, the tribe should start to lower down. As they all start to get subjugated and taken over by the other clans. Our feudal Japan is a very interesting period because Japan was thrust into basically a 100-year-long civil war between warlords for each of the samurai clans, which all aimed to become the new shogun, the military ruler of Japan, who essentially ruled the country in place of the emperor, as the emperor was more of a figurehead. More of a religious figurehead, more likely. Okay. If we wait 2 more turns, we can get access to 2 more of our Tanegashima samurai, which I think will be a much wiser idea. And we also start with a powder maker in our capital here. Now, they also stated we should make contact with the Nanban, which means trading with Europeans, which could be a problem because Europeans tend to come with Christianity, and we are Shinto Buddhist. So we would need to construct temples to counteract that effect. Let's see, I'm gonna start besieging it. That might be a bad idea. We'll fall back. We'll fall back and wait for our muskets. Muskets will give us the largest edge we could in this time period. I also really like Japan's history because it has a very intriguing country, very isolated, with a lot of things happening actually. Now the samurai is basically the feudal lords of Japan at this time and almost a professional military caste. Much like a kind of knights in Europe, essentially. That's why you can draw a lot of parallels. Nice, so we now have Kuro, but I think we need to go for Chunindo, so we can get some trade going. And now that we have that, let's get a dojo. Because the dojo will allow us to get more samurai in the future, as well as allow us to get, allow us to get retainers. Retainers are essentially high-powered samurai bodyguards. You can only have 1 unit off. They're essentially good to have with our leading clan leader's army. A Japanese clan leader is called a daimyo. So they'll essentially be with our daimyo throughout the entire game, once I get them. And meanwhile we can enjoy the beautiful flute music. I might have to increase the sound levels, because the music in this game is pretty. Once we get our muskets though, I'm gonna start going on the offensive. Then we can really start to show these enemies what we can do. Okay, and now it's become summer. And it's nice to know. There we have 2 more muskets. And we can queue up 1 more. So we are limited. We are very limited in the amount of these musketmen we can have. But muskets are very powerful. Especially the Shimazu clan, because our unique musketmen are also sword infantry. So in melee they will not even be weak. They'll actually be able to kill most of the enemy. Oh, I apologize if I'm not good at explaining things, but I'm still learning to do things. I just wanted to really show off this time period because it's one of my favorites in history. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make these episodes though, but you can expect the first episode here to be extra long, potentially. Okay, and I think it's a good idea we go down travelers' paths, yes. So we can start upgrading our infrastructure in the capital. See, do we have roads? No, we do not. And because it's our capital, I think we should upgrade this to a medium town when we can. Now, Usumi will start the siege. It can hold for 7 turns. And it's summer. So we should essentially be able to get it before it's winter, which is a good idea. Attacking a castle directly can be a death sentence many times, because castles are notoriously hard to attack. That's why it's good to starve the enemy out. Which can take a while, unfortunately, but we'll do with it. Now the question is if I can actually expand fast enough to reach our goal of becoming powerful enough to challenge the Shogun by 1580. Right now they want peace with us. No, we want your territory. Nice try though. We need to become strong enough to challenge the Shogun directly. Ah, it's a severe summer. That's bad. Let's see. They are building a workshop in their capital. Interesting. We'll just keep the siege going. Sooner or later they will have to surrender. Because they will have starved out of food, or they will come out and attack us. And if so, we will have the edge on them. I'm gonna try, I don't know how the recording of this is gonna go, but I'm gonna do my best to make it good, I think. As good as I can. I'm not sure how often I'm gonna record this either, because just when I feel like playing it, really. Might be a weekend thing. Okay, and now we got that. I think it's now time we should go for Chi. Understanding Chi. Let's send another musketman towards our army. I mean, I have access to our retainers. Retainers don't have a high upkeep. But they are expected to recruit and take 2 turns. That said, retainers are handy. But right now I don't think we need them, so let's upgrade to a coastal village back home. And actually we can queue 2 of our retainers. They'll be our melee retainers that will serve as the bodyguard of the daimyo. Let's become fall, so winter is approaching. The question is if we can siege them until winter starts, or before winter starts. As you don't want to be in enemy territory during the winter, as it can spell doom for your armies quickly. Going for the first few turns pretty well, and no, I will not have peace because I want your land. We need to expand our power on Kyushu after all. We need to deal with these guys, and then we need to go after the Ito. Okay, it's just a normal autumn. 4 turns. It is in our favor though. They are starving. So the longer we wait, the better. Now the issue is we have a 0 food surplus, as you can see down in the corner with the rice down here. Which means we have to increase our food production at some point. Obviously a coastal village will help, because it will provide us with food, because we start to get fishing. But we also need to increase our farmland. So I need to look into what we need to do that. Because we cannot have our people starving, because starving people tend to be angry about you. Ah, they're coming out to fight us, are they? Well then. I'm just gonna do a quick save in case the recording bunches up. Oh, it's a good idea. And here we go. We're gonna have our first battle here. The Battle of Kupuku. Kokupu. 1545, okay. Okay, this seems like it's gonna be very straightforward. They're coming at us, so we should have the defense advantage by... We'll just have to set up our muskets, probably. And then when the muskets start firing, the enemy should die quickly. In my opinion, anyway. Now you can probably just skip the loading times, because I still don't know how to edit them. I have tried to get into editing, but I have a hard time grasping it. Then again, the loading time shouldn't be too bad once we get into this. It's generally just the first ones. Ah. Generally, the daimyo is gonna hold a speech.
武者ども、いざ島津の誉れと度胸を見せてやれ。ご先祖様たちも見ておられる。我らの手柄を祝ってくださるに違いない。
Yeah, that's well said. Okay, now let's set up and see what we have. Here's our Teppo, or Tanagashima samurai. Tanagashima is basically the island where they met the Europeans and where they got the rifle, hence the name. See, they seem to be pretty good. They have fire by rank. Ooh, that's nice. Now, we also need to ensure that the flanks are secured, so we are gonna set up some Yari Ashigaru. Ashigaru are essentially peasants and citizens from cities that we are pressed into service. They're not samurai. So don't expect them to fight like samurai. Because they aren't. And we also have some Yumi Ashigaru. We'll put these behind the Tanagashima. And then we'll order these guys into a group formation. There we go. And we'll start the battle. And then we'll need to see where the enemy comes. Because it's a lot of open ground, we can position ourselves right here. We'll see how things go. Our Tanagashima samurai should basically make the enemy rout instantly. Now Shogun, the Total War series actually, it's a game series where you have turn-based campaign while the battles are real-time. They're used to units. It's a really nice and neat idea. And I like the Total War games. I like them a lot. I play all of them basically. But Shogun 2 is gonna be one of my favorites, and I think many people have a similar feeling about it. Okay, let's move the... Oops, excuse me. We need to move the formation a little bit up. I thought it was a little bit hilly terrain. Set it up right there. That seems better. So yeah. Oh, Tanagashima, let's see. 100 accuracy, wow. They buffed muskets in the mod, didn't they? See, they even have longer range than the bows. So in flat open ground, we should just utterly destroy them. So now we're in position, we're gonna order them to do rank fire. Which means the first row will fire, then kneel, and while reloading, the second row will fire, continuing onwards. Pretty neat idea. But we'll also order them to do guard mode, so they stick to their position. We actually order all units to do that, so they'll try to stick to formation. Yep, the enemy is charging down the hill. They're soon gonna be in range. Oh, this is gonna be glorious. Yeah, they're charging. Prepare. Yep, and the first row is already falling. Oh, that's bloody. Like, look how quickly they're falling, and that's their retainers. Oh, that's brutal. Now they're in melee, so let's see how well our people are doing. Well, because they are Shimasu, we have the edge. Oh, that's horses though, that's a problem. Tanagashima are not designed to fight horses. Let's see if we can get some Yari in to help. We'll order you to attack these.
A glorious victory will soon be yours.
Yep, the enemy is surrounding him almost immediately, as to be expected. Yep, this was an honor defeat on their part. Having muskets really provide you with an edge. Target these. And you'll target these. Yep, and the enemy is running.
My
This-
lord, the general has fallen. A cutting blow.
Yeah, that just utterly ruined them. Muskets can really provide you an overly good edge against people who don't have them. Especially in terrain like that. We can use the muskets to do a rapid expansion, I believe. We can probably claim Kyushu pretty quickly if we have the manpower to do so. Because we need to remember, we have a limit on the amount of units we can field. Depending on the size of our domain and how many dojos and training facilities we have available. Yeah, we barely lost any. So it is ours, and we will peacefully occupy. But we plan this to be one of our core provinces, one of our main provinces of our domain. Now the next target is the Ito, but I'm not sure how we can deal with the Ito just yet. We need to reinforce a little. Now, so we got establishing a foothold, so we can recruit one more unit across our provinces for 4 turns. And now we have Chi, we need to look into farming, which would be equal fields. Okay, and Usumi. This province produces wood, which is very handy. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with Susumi though. I think we might turn this into a mercantile place, but I'm not sure yet. It might actually be our military port because it has woodcutters, which would make ships cheaper. So we're probably gonna make this our military port. We can probably make it a merchant town then as well, to increase the growth a bit. But just for a start, I think we're gonna produce an inn here, so unit movement can be much faster throughout the area. Now in our capital, we have a surplus of food now thanks to catching Usumi, so I think we're gonna construct a harbor. Because I believe a harbor can turn into a Nanban port. Yes it can, okay. So we will turn our capital area into a harbor. We also got our retainers, so we will start to send our retainers towards our daimyo. And we'll start building a bow retainer. It'll take a little bit for our units to replenish, because samurai are hard to replenish than peasants. And once we're fully replenished and the winter is over, I think we're gonna march on the Ito. Let me just check how much time this episode has. 24 minutes. I guess I'm gonna try and get for these to be 30 minutes unless we're in a battle. That sounds about the right amount of number, don't you think? I hope you guys will enjoy this because I'm gonna be doing a lot of modded Let's Plays. Because I am a person who plays a lot with mods. But I really recommend the Massive Strategy mod for Shogun 2. It's probably the best mod out there. Like, it's a complete and utter overhaul of the game. Okay, it's a winter, so now we should just stick in our castles and wait. Because weather seasons are important. And we might actually lose our food because of this, so we will cancel the... No, wait. Yeah, we can actually keep constructing the harbor. I miscalculated that because it's only going to be -1 food if we keep... If the harbor is done while it's still winter, because the winter's going to be over before the harbor is done. So it's not going to be much of an issue. But Japan is beautiful. Oh, the Ito are coming for us. And they're actually gonna be assaulting our castle with a small force. Fascinating. We'll probably be able to kill these guys quickly thanks to our muskets. Ah, and it's a very hard castle to attack too. I look at the design of this one. Like, how are they gonna get in here? How about a small hill and everything? Completely where we would want the castle to be. Wonderful. I apologize again for the loading times, but it's just how it is with the mod. There we go. We don't need to hear speech, I think. It's a very simple fort. Okay, how are we gonna set the defense here? Okay, Tanagashima is an Ando, sorry if that's not good. Let's grab all our bows. Okay, I want the Tanagashima in the areas where they can climb. So that would be like here. Here. And here. And here. Then we'll put the bowmen all around the walls where they cannot climb. And we have another bow unit we can put here for barrage fire. We don't have a lot of room in this place. We're gonna have to deal with it. Okay. And the enemy will be coming from down there. Got it. It's gonna take a while, so we'll just speed up time until they get up here. I'm also gonna put our Jumanji samurai retainers outside. Actually, I'm gonna put all our retainers outside. Oh, and they actually are in range now from the bows. Yes, our bows have begun firing down on them. See, they're just using drafted, so they're basically using peasants with no real training, just to get the numbers they need. They're probably putting a lot of stuff into this push of theirs. But once our retainers are outside and in position, they'll be able to hold them, I think. Because retainers are exceptionally well armored and well trained men. Oops, I apologize. There we go. Oh, now muskets are slowly firing too, once they get into range. The forest is helping them from cover from the arrows. I mean, it doesn't help them from cover from the muskets. I would not want to attack this place like that. They're losing a lot of men just trying to get up here. This is why attacking the castle is generally a bad idea. Yeah, we'll hold this pretty well. There's not gonna be any issues with this. Okay, they're almost in range.
Units have been discovered, my lord.
Okay. We have to get out in the open over here. We want to get into an area where all the muskets can just shoot them. And then turn around here. And our retainers are in there fighting. Yeah, they're just gonna start calling these drafted up. The only thing we have to worry about is friendly fire from the muskets. But the muskets have very good aim because they're samurai, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Our general is in grave danger.
Wait, they're shooting our general? Oh, they're trying to hit him with bows, I see. Yeah, our retainers are just cutting through them. Oh yeah, blood on the screen. Wonderful. Yeah, so many of them are dying so quickly. And they're already running away in fear. Shameful display! Shameful display! Okay, me to get into position and get ready again. We'll put the Jumanji right here. And the katana we'll put right behind them. Very good job. Wait, get back into position. Our muskets have done a very good job though, I gotta say. Definitely what's giving us the big edge. Although looking at the kills, our retainers have gotten a lot of kills. In that melee. Then again, they were fighting peasants with practically no training. And look at all the bodies. Some of them are still swimming around, ooh. Okay, just keep firing on them. Yeah, this is a slaughter. Bang, bang, bang. And come on, fire. We're having a trouble hitting these guys because of the trees. I think it's got to be time we start setting our retainers down there. Even if they are a little bit tired because of their armor. Well, not all of them are tired.
My lord!
Send a Jumanji in on them.
It will soon be yours.
Yeah, that's gonna kill them. Yeah, they're getting slaughtered immediately as we got the Jumanji in. We do have to worry about those horses though. But the Jumanji should be able to deal with horses exceptionally well because they have a bonus against cavalry. You can see over there they have a bonus against versus cavalry +8 right there on the right, which means all their stats are basically 8 more when they're fighting cavalry. Yep, and that's already showing. We only have to send a Jumanji in on them. Yep, they're getting slaughtered. And we're taking minimal casualties, I think. Yep. That was a good victory. And I'm pretty sure the Ito just signed their death warrant by doing that. Because now we should have free access towards their city there. Unless they draft a lot of more peasants. But then again, we'll probably just kill them because they're peasants. Who cares about peasants anyway, right? Peasants aren't strong. Peasants are cannon fodder. I'm not sure if I should lower the sound a little. I might have to do that. Should lower this slightly. There we go. Oh, good. It was a decisive victory. And we killed their leader, I think. Good victory. Very good victory. Regardless though, once it gets to my turn, I think that's a good for first episode. So many clans to go through. Like really, that's a lot of clans. Okay, here we are, and our daimyo leveled up. Let's just take care of that first. So your leaders can level up. Let's see, actually, our leader is self-centered, he's lucky and has the mirror of the sun god. But first we'll pick a retainer. Oh, this is a hard one. Let's see, we don't plan our daimyo to sit back in the capital, so I think a battlefield messenger might be better. So once we get cavalry, that's gonna be useful. And as a leader, I think we're going to be a strategist, but also, yeah, strategist sounds good. Regardless though, I think that's gonna be all for the first episode of the Sengoku Jidai. This is Matt, signing off.